with my colleagues, we're going to get the views of the general public about the forgotten, in other words, the homeless people.
In general, I think a lot of sympathy. A lot of these people have fallen on hard times, and I don't think anyone wants to be in that situation, so I feel sorry for them, to be quite honest.
What do you think of homeless people?
What do I think of them?
Yeah.
Most of them come from very diverse backgrounds. They are human beings and they need a lot of support and help from society.
I feel it's very unfortunate if you haven't got a home, you live on the streets. Obviously it's not a nice thing to happen to anybody. So there are different circumstances as to why different people are homeless. But yeah, it's not very nice, is it?
So, sorry for them?
Some of them, yeah, like I said, I think there's different body situations that lead to why different people are homeless. So some people are homeless and it's their own fault. So some people are homeless, it's not their fault. So for the ones that are homeless, lost their home, and it's not their fault, then, well, yeah, I do feel sorry for those.
I feel sorry for them because, you know, when the winter comes, it's freezing cold, we've got nowhere to go. So I feel sorry. I think that they've put themselves in that situation. Sometimes I think that some of them just need help, but sometimes I think that they've just like got there themselves by drugs and stuff.
What do I think of them? As personally, I feel sorry for them, especially if they've become homeless through no fault of their own. Like sometimes you have people who lead a normal life and then something might go wrong, even like getting divorced and they end up on the streets. So there's lots of different reasons for being homeless. So I think it depends on how they got there, and that, you know, you've got to try and get help. I mean, there are probably issues around how many organisations are out there and that can help you. And I would say I would like to think that any homeless person doesn't want to be homeless, and there should be something out there to help them so that they can better their lives.
In a developed country like this, you shouldn't really have people living on the street. I mean, it's not really necessary when you got, you know, it's such a wealthy country compared to other places around the world. There's still people living on the streets. It seems quite unnecessary. So usually sympathy I feel for them. Or why are they homeless? There's help out there, but a lot of the time I think they got problems. People have problems that it's not as simple as an average person would see and be able to say, okay, well, why don't you just go and get help? Yeah, there is help there, but a lot of the time it's getting people into the help and stuff like that, I guess. Normal average people who have found themselves on the street through whatever reasons, family breakups, money problems, but there's a difference between average people who fall on hard times and someone with issues, drug or mental issues. So it's not really, I couldn't really comment on that, I guess, on an average homeless person, because their life is completely different to what mine would be.
What do you think of homeless people?
I think it's just awful that they're homeless. I feel sorry for them. I mean, I don't know what their circumstances might be, but I mean, yeah, I feel bad for them. I suppose I empathise with them. I'm scared it might happen to me. You know, it could, anyone could happen to anyone if you're not careful.
Last pound? Probably not, because I'd keep it for me, but when I can, I will.
Your last ever pound?
In my pocket or in my account?
In your account.
I probably won't.
No, I bought food for them occasionally, but probably not as much as I probably
How would you give it to them? Your last ever pound?
Definitely.
Your last ever pound?
So if you had your last pound, would you ever give it to a homeless person in the streets?
No, if I'm being honest, because, you know, although I'm very fortunate to have a home, warm, I have food, I have clothes, you know, I have my own selfish needs, if you will. You know, that last pound might be the pound that has to go towards something I have to eat. Yeah. If I was in a particular mood, I saw someone in particular distress on the streets, then maybe I would. But generally, I'd have to take quite a selfish view in that I'd have to keep my money to look after myself and people around me.
Yeah, I've offered food, I've given them money. They don't often want food, they just want money.
Yeah.
And that can make you not be sympathetic towards them. You think, oh, they're just going to spend it on drugs. But I gave my birthday cake fund from work to shelter, which is, you know, for homeless people. So, got help, especially at Christmas.
Hi, I'm Shanae Stanbury, a student from Lambeth College, and we're here today to find out about the homeless, the forgotten in this game. So Sean, I know it must be very hard to be homeless. How has it been for you throughout that period? What kind of support did you get? Who supported you when you were at the worst? If I could say that. How did you feel? What did you do? Was anyone there for you?
Lonely, very lonely, really. I was a very independent kind of person, you know what I mean? So I didn't like to go and ask people for help. I use these services for the things, the basic needs, you know? But actually, I had a problem with drugs, and so, it's a denial thing with drugs. You don't want to admit that you have a problem. So, and if you ask for help, you'll usually find that people want to give you too much advice, you know. So I just basically, I was very isolated. I slept in a multi-storey car park and didn't have much to do with any agencies. Just kept myself to myself, you know. But it wasn't nice. It was lonely existence. 6 years I was living on the street.
So what can you say from that experience? What advice can you give to other people out there that are using drugs or something like that?
Well, there's help out there. Go and look for it, you know. Don't be afraid to ask for help, you know, because a lot of people are very insecure, you know. They don't like to ask for help. And if you don't ask, then you don't get it, you know. So you must take that first step. Come to somewhere like here. People are always willing to listen to you, and they will help you in any way they can if it's possible, you know. So don't isolate yourself. Don't just go and sit in the park all day and drink cans. Come to a place like this and try and get some help, you know.
You know, earlier you said you use drugs and that's what caused you to be homeless. So, would you ever, if you could change that, would you?
If I could change it,
Yeah,
if I could turn the clock back,
yeah.
most certainly, because I'm not going to give too much away here, but I'm halfway through a century, put it that way, right? And so I wasted the best years of my life. I wasted doing stupid things.
And we were thinking of a topic on who to help and what to raise awareness about. And I said, well, homeless people, because to be honest, truth is there shouldn't be any such thing as homeless. There shouldn't be anyone on the streets in a wealthy country. This is not a third world country.
That's right, you're right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is like, we have the money to help, so why aren't we helping? And it's one of those things as when you get into that situation, where is your head at? Like what? How, like you probably think find yourself how did I get here? Like what?
Well, look, you know, like I said earlier, some people have insecurities. Some people are not very clever. Some people are not very well educated. And the red tape you have to go through to find somewhere to live puts people off. You go to the homeless persons unit in any council, and it's a very, you know, they're not really, they're supposed to be there to help you, but in my opinion, they don't, it's my opinion, which I stress, they don't really want to help you, they just want to get rid of you, you know what I mean?
So in your opinion, the process or the facilitation of basically trying to bring you back into some type of accommodation or a house or a hostel or something.
It's too complicated and it scares a lot of people away. A lot of people, they live in a squat or they're going, because it's just too much hassle, you know.
Because obviously, if you're homeless, you're going to be mentally damaged anyway in some sort of form anyways, because you're on the roads all the time.
Surely, it's not doing your health any good, physically and mentally, of course, yeah. You're right, mate.
What I was actually thinking was often homeless people are probably, I wouldn't say stronger wouldn't be the word, but I mean they definitely tough. Like they go through the when we're at home drinking hot chocolate with our feet up, they're there in the rain, in the cold. So in your opinion, what would be a better way of helping the homeless to get back in, facilitate?
Well, I mean, I'm not running for Parliament, you know what I mean? I'm not running for government. But there's obviously a lot of things that could be done to help obviously it starts with education in the beginning, you know what I mean? And education about drugs, about these kind of problems, alcohol, which cause a lot of homeless problems, you know, and having the work. I mean, we've not seen the start of it yet. There's going to be a hell of a lot more homeless people in the future because of the
economy,
the economy and everything. You know.
That's why. That is exactly why. I believe instead of just coming over and getting like, well, not in an offensive way, but not sub stories, but like feel sorry stories, and someone would watch it or someone would see it and then move on with their life. Instead of that, because not everyone's going to want to help or can help.
Yeah,
so
sure.
choose what the people that do helping change that, like basically making a better solution is what I'm trying to.
Well, I mean, you know, Cameron's come out with his big society rubbish, basically, but volunteering is a great thing. If you've got a bit of time to give once a week to volunteer to help someone, may it be, because we do all kinds of different things here. It might be talk to people, helping them to fill out forms to do with benefits, to housing, so helping them to get into maybe a clinic to help them with a drug problem or a drink problem. So volunteering is
basically everyone to come together and try to put in a little bit of time.
You know, if your next door neighbour has a problem, you go in and help him, don't you? And we're all together, aren't we? We're all people.
Despite the fact that you're homeless, sometimes they just want someone to talk to.
Of course.
Even to say hello.
That's it.
That means the world to you.
All it takes is just to chat to someone. You know, people come here, they're homeless, and when they leave here, they feel better, you know, because we talk to them, we have a laugh with them, we help them if we can. You know, we're all humans.
I noticed that, like, a lot of people said hello and good morning when we came in here.
Oh yeah, mate.
Like, very well mannered, you know.
Toughest moments you feel for you when you're in the streets? Toughest moments are Christmas. Christmas is not a nice time to be homeless, but Christmas and when it's raining and it's wet, and winter, when it gets dark early, and you've got, in the summer, you can sit in the park until 10 o'clock at night time. In the winter, it gets dark at 5, so now you've got from 5 in the night evening till 7, 8 in the next morning to kill that time. What do you do with that time, you know? If you haven't got any money, you can't go and sit in McDonald's all night. Not that I want to.
Being homeless, did it affect your love life?
I never had one, mate. Not when I was homeless anyway. I was very, I was focused on just surviving. Because if I would have been taking drugs, I would have seen sense and sort of said, this is too much like hard work. But the drugs sort of numbed the pain, you know what I mean? So I didn't, you know, I put up with it for a long time before I went to prison in the end. That's what got me off of the drugs.
You said you didn't have a love life, so you're telling us you never got a chance to have kids. So
no children, no.
So does it make you feel less than a man, or?
No, not really. I've got family. I've got family. My sister's got 6, 7, 8 grandchildren and 3 or 4 grandchildren. So I've got a lot of nephews and nieces and uncles and aunties. So I've got quite a big family around me. And
but you don't have
I'm
any
relieved that I'm glad, because I would have been the most irresponsible person in the world.
Forgotten would definitely be.
Forgotten, most certainly, mate. I like that. That was very good, that beginning, because it's true. A lot of homeless people walk past them in the street every day. They don't think twice about asking them, "How are you?" And that's all it takes. You know what I mean? Even if someone just said, "How are you today?" That's something. It's
acknowledgement, isn't it? Because they get treated like they're not human.
Person like you or me, you know what I mean? They're not an alien, you know what I'm saying? So, but a lot of people, they walk past homeless people, and like you said earlier, they think in this society they can't be homeless. Why are they homeless? They get benefits, you know, but benefits don't go very far if you're, you know what I mean? You've got bills to pay. There's people coming to using this centre who've got places to stay, but they haven't got any money for food, because everything they pay is going on on rent, electric, gas.